What is up, Prideful Nerds? My name is Kyle, and we are here with the part 2 of 3 on my life story. And what I want to go ahead and get into, guys, is basically a few years in the past up into what I'm doing now in present day. Shortly after I moved out to California, that's where we last left off. I went to high school out here, and I began to make quite a bit of friends. I got in with a really good group of people, and such as James. I met up with James and a few other people who may be on and off. You may hear about them on this channel, or you may even hear me doing like little WAP plays with them. And all these friends were really into gaming, and computers and things like that. And we joined the computer club. A lot of us joined the computer repair club. James didn't join the computer repair club, but a lot of my other friends did. And basically what we were doing is we were repairing computers, computer monitors. So that's where I got some pretty good, computer knowledge. And, I also got really heavy into gaming. Now, in middle school, actually, I actually met most of these people in middle school. Now, middle school is right when a game called World of Warcraft came out. Oh my gosh, guys, that hit the gaming world like crazy. Now, before then, we had a game called EverQuest and MapleStory and other games like that were MMOs, but this time it was different. World of Warcraft really changed the MMO community, and obviously now it's the biggest MMO out there. Final Fantasy XIV is kind of catching up to it, but that's a good game too. Now, really, this game was, a lot of people think you can't beat World of Warcraft because it just has an interesting, game mechanic where basically you just do whatever. If you want a PvP, that's fine. If you want to do PvE, that's fine. If you want to roleplay, that's fine. Whatever. You really not committed to one thing. And that's the problem with other MMOs is that, you have to do certain things. Like in Final Fantasy XIV, if you want to continue and get to level 60, you have to play dungeons with other people. And it doesn't matter if the other people suck or not, you have to do it. And, that was never the thing with World of Warcraft. You can just level and do things at your own pace and do it your own way. There are multiple ways to get to max level. Anyway, this is not a World of Warcraft review, but that's what was just so big about it, because EverQuest, you had these damning requests that were stupid, and this one you were free to do what you wanted. So I remember we all went out and got copies of World of Warcraft, and we spent $50 for it, and we got the free month with it. Actually, no, I don't think we got the free month with it. I think we had to pay $15 up front too. I can't remember. Anyway, so, we started playing that, and I was playing Shadow Priest. I love Shadow Priest. The Shadow Priest today sucks, but why am I telling you all this? Okay. Anyway, guys, god damn it. We just, in all retrospect, we just got really heavy into gaming. And the thing with World of Warcraft is right around that time is when I began just to shut off all of the games. All I wanted to do was play World of Warcraft, and it was like that for like 6 years. So in high school, I met this girl who moved to Ohio shortly after, and we stayed in a relationship online, and we were talking on Skype and things like this. And we decided after high school that we would move to Texas, which my father was greatly against. And that led to my father and I having a huge falling out over, and this caused me to move to Texas against, obviously, against most people's wishes. And because I was an idiot, guys, there is a great saying, love is blind. And it really is. It can make you do stupid things. And this is a prime example of that stupid thing. I was out there for about a year, and we struggled, and I had to work like 3 jobs. I had to work for an oil company. I had to work for a whole bunch of different companies, and it was very cutthroat, the businesses I was in, and I lost some jobs, I gained some jobs. Basically, at the end of the day, this girl ended up cheating on me, and I'm not going to go into the specifics on how I found that out, because I want to keep this rated G as PG, because I did say damn. I just now said it twice. And Yeah, my father actually came out to Texas because all my family, most of them, live in Texas. He was coming out to visit some of them, and I showed up and I told him everything that happened. Now, my father just got divorced with my mother for cheating, so really we kind of both experienced the same thing, and we were just kind of talking about it, and we kind of we settled our differences and decided I am going to move back to California. So that day, I packed everything up and came back here to California. Right when I came back, my father and I, we got our relationship back together. My father got into a relationship with his new wife now and got married, and I witnessed that and everything, and got to meet my new brothers and everything, but I still felt off. I needed to get my head cleared. I needed to get my life on track. And it was really hard to get into colleges down here in California, in the southern part, and I found I can get into a college easily way up in the northern part of California called Susanville. I'm going to start putting pictures and stuff. So Susanville, there should be a map there now that shows where it is. And it was way up, guys. Very long drive. And I moved up to this small town of 2,000 people. Now, to tell you about this town, the town says it has about almost 10,000 people. And you need 9,000 in order to get a Walmart. I'm not making any of this up, guys. There are 2 federal prisons right outside this town that I didn't know about until I actually moved there, because they're kind of like, they're behind these hills and you can't really see them, and I didn't really know too much about it. This is what happens when you don't do research, guys. So there's lesson number 2. Lesson 1, love is blind. Lesson 2, do your research before you move somewhere. But I didn't really have any other options, because it was one of the few colleges that had room for me to get in and get all my credit units that I needed. So I really didn't have a choice whether there was a prison or not. But anyway, there are 2 prisons, and they both had about 6,000 people sharing both of their populations. So what Susanville did is that they added the population of these prisons to the town's population in order to get the Walmart. Isn't that amazing? And so really, there were 6,000 prisoners and there were 2,000 citizens, about 3,000 citizens. So if these prisoners ever broke out, the population of prisoners would outweigh the number of citizens. That was always a wonderful thought. I got a gun. So I got a gun specifically for this move. Anyway, so this place, this house was great, guys. So I moved into this very small house, and I'm going to show you a picture of kind of what it looks like, because obviously I can't get the actual picture, but I'm going to show you an image of what it kind of looked like. It was this horrible, it was mustard yellow, guys. This was a mustard yellow house, guys. It didn't have any air conditioning or heating. So Susanville was awesome, because in the summer it would get up to about 115 degrees. Now I can't imagine to tell you how bad it is at 115 degrees when you have a PC rig in your room on and no AC in the house. It was miserable, guys. It was miserable. And this was a 3-bedroom house, and it was fairly inexpensive. And really, it had electricity and running water, and the kitchen was really small. Now, I love to cook, so this was a nightmare for me. And during the winter, though, for the weather part, the winter, it would get to negative 18 degrees with no heating. It had a fireplace in the living room. So I would have to chop wood like the old-fashioned way, guys. It was I love chopping wood. Chopping wood was fun. I don't know why. It was like one of the most relaxing things in the world. This place was on the mountains. In the mountains, this town. And, well, most of the town was in a valley, and I lived up towards the mountains. And I lived on this kind of cascading, kind of like this leaning down kind of mountain. So when you looked out, there were other mountains in the distance and everything, and the sun set like right there. It was beautiful, guys. And anyway, I would chop wood, and I'd have the views of the mountains, guys. If you want to, I never felt more like a man than when I was living up there. So anyway, guys, I basically, it was great. I loved it, guys. And, another thing too, guys. It was right in the woods, right? So when the wind blew, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it, but when you guys go to the mountains and there's like pine trees and everything, the winds would blow and they make this shh kind of noise. And, you know, you had that and the birds and everything. I mean, it was great. I love that. That's why I want to move back to Washington, guys, because, well, that's going to be in my future video, guys. I'll talk more about that later. So, anyway, too. So when I was up there, guys, so this is really, this was the perfect place for me just to get my head back on straight, to just kind of get away. And because, I mean, you know, I never really fully got over, you know, the cheating thing that happened to me and the stupid mistakes that I did. So I just had to seclude myself for a while, because when I got back to California, it was chaos. It was chaos. Like, not like, you know, like bad, but right when I was getting back, my father just got engaged to his new wife, and there was a, you know, marriage thing, and there was all this preparation. I mean, when I got back, there was like no time to spare, and I had to get a job too to pay off all the debts that I had, and I couldn't relax. I couldn't sit back and contemplate all that happened. So I had to get away, and this was the perfect place on earth to do it. And I love this town for that. And now the town itself, you had a Walmart, and that was about it. I mean, it was small. There was nothing to do. The max internet you can get was 10 megs at the time. Now I guess you can get 50, because I have friends that are still up there, and they tell me about the happenings. You know you live in a small town when you get your local newspaper for free, and in that local newspaper, on the front cover of the newspaper is missing bucket. Possibly stolen. Okay, I mean, people, this is seriously what they did. They had the police beat. That's what they called it, the police beat, guys. And they would talk about like missing wheelbarrow, missing BB gun. I mean, seriously, this is what the town had to offer. Oh man, it was great. Anyway, I kind of miss that now, but at the time I was like, oh my gosh, living in a town full of hillbillies. But, you know, that's fine. I lived in the South. I'm used to dealing with hillbillies. I love them. Anyway, so this town, when winter hit, I had to visit my family. And I had to get back. So in order to get back to any civilization, you had to drive to Reno, Nevada, across the border. And it was about 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, depending, give or take. You know, it was a 2-lane road, so if you got stuck behind a truck or an old guy or whatever, you know, it was going to take longer. And it snowed that night, big time. With Susanville, there's no stops in between. All of a sudden, it would just be clear, sunny day, 80 degrees. The next day, you know, 5 feet of snow, negative 15. I mean, it's like, it just goes like that. So, remember when I told you there was no heating? Well, I had a temperature thing in my bedroom. When I went to bed, it was about 68 degrees in my bedroom. It was 21 degrees when I woke up around 3 a.m. I went outside, and there was 4 feet of snow, just packed all over the place. I mean, it was white out, guys. I mean, you went out there, you couldn't see very far at all. You can only see about a foot in front of you. And I just saw this wall of snow getting ready to cover my door. So I immediately went in and, you know, put the fire on and, you know, started getting it. And I live with my friend Tim, and Tim comes running out, and he's like, you know, what is going on, man? What is going on? Because, you know, we woke up, you know, probably around the same time, and he probably heard me running around all over the place going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And, you know, I mean, we could see our breath in our house, guys. I mean, it was bad. So, you know, luckily we were able to get out because we had big trucks, you know, and everything. And I miss my truck. I don't have a truck anymore, guys. It's just too expensive down here. I had to get a small little piece of shit. Anyway, so, long story short, I hit a medical problem when I was in Susanville. I came back from my winter break with my family, and I had this issue with my kidneys, and basically I had to go to the hospital. Well, Tim was back down in Southern California where I'm living, where he was living, and my other friend had to go to Reno, so I was on my own. Well, luckily for the town, it was only about 5 minutes away. I mean, the hospital isn't very far. The town was big enough to justify a hospital. And basically I had to drive there on my own, and I was in extreme pain. And luckily we were able to get it resolved, but the problem was that the town's doctors were always booked. So when I needed to go get all this checkups and stuff for my kidneys and everything, we didn't really know what was wrong. it was taking me like 3 or 4 weeks just to get to see somebody. So my parents said, you know what, I think you need to move back down here where you can get the medical care you need next day, and it's only about 5 minutes away. So I moved back down here, and I was able to figure out, everything's fine. I just have to take some pills for the rest of my life and everything, but it's not that big of a deal. And that was how I got back to here. So present day. That led up to present day. Oh my gosh. So present day, guys. Basically, I'm just doing my thing. I got this YouTube channel. I am working part-time. I am going to college. I'm getting a degree in international relations, and I intend to graduate in about a year from now. But for me, everything's going good. My medical issues have been resolved, and my family, obviously, they moved out to Texas. I had to move in here with James and his family. My parents moved off to Texas. I just had to move them back a few weeks ago, and they're doing well. A lot of storms going on over there right now, apparently. And for me, I'm just getting ready to start school and all that good kind of stuff. So really, for me, present day, I was able to get everything resolved pretty much. I got my head back on straight. If you remember the thing about my mother and I are still in conversations with each other, so that's going well. And basically, yeah, this video just basically is leading how I got back down here to California, and basically what led up to what happened and all that kind of stuff. Now, as far as like video games and everything, obviously I was playing video games the entire time, especially in Susanville, because the snow didn't melt till May, so it started snowing in October, and it took that long to clear out. So I was always inside all day, just sitting next to the fireplace and playing on my PC. And it was good stuff. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you for that. So the next video that I'm going to be making is going to be on basically my future, what's going to be happening, because there is a huge decision that I have to make, and it's going to be made in about actually 6 months from now, because I actually have to plan this out 6 months in advance. So really, this is coming around the corner pretty quickly, guys, and it's something that I have to decide. And when I decide it, it's going to change this channel big time. So yeah, we're gonna leave it there. So anyway, guys, that's just like a little teaser trailer for for the next video. I'm sorry, guys, that this was so long, but I just there was a bunch of stuff I need to tell you, and this is the video to do it. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and comment if you enjoyed the video. Now, what I want you guys to do is at the end of the video, or my last video, I'm going to be answering questions so that you guys have. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask me, I'm going to put it at the end of my future video. I'm going to talk about my future, and then I'm going to answer questions that you guys ask. Whatever you want to know, just tell me below, and I'll answer them. Alright, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out today, guys. I want to shout out to all the Prideful nerds in Sweden. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are having a great day, and I hope everybody's having a good day, and I will see you all in the next episode that I make. See ya.